What do little boy socks have to do with writing? Hang with me. I promise this is going somewhere good. Often writers wonder, where does inspiration come from? How can I make my scenes relatable? How do I improve my character development skills? For me, a lot of the answers to these questions come from my everyday life. For example, this week I bought each of my sons 2 new packs of socks. Do you know how I know there's nothing better than brand new socks? Both my boys, ages 8 and 11, told me on separate occasions how much they love them. They are so soft, one said. The bottoms feel so thick it felt like I was wearing shoes when I went outside, said the other. Thus the reason for needing new socks. It was a simple joy at a bargain price. Thank you, Target Circle. Something small that made them, even if for a moment, supremely happy. Why am I telling you this? Because for me, it is often everyday moments like this that inspire a story scene. An absolute truth. New socks are a wonderful thing and a simple pleasure that I can use to lead me into a scene. Now, I realize an entire chapter cannot be all about socks, let alone a whole book. But a conversation about it, or a mother's thought process about her son's socks while folding laundry that resulted in throwing 3 nasty, hole-riddled, and stained socks away, could be a relatable beginning. First, let me show you an example, and then I'll give you some ideas of how to incorporate your everyday moments or simple pleasures into a story scene. This scene comes from my book Champion Chocolatier Reality Bites, the second in that series. My scene entry point came from real thoughts I had about my own grocery spending habits. Decisions made while shopping aren't all that relevant to the plot, but it does help me develop the character and give me a way into the real action of the story without having to hit the reader over the head with it. Let's take a look. When Emmy had graduated from college and started working at the hotel full-time, there had been certain things she promised herself that she was going to give up for good. Buying generic toilet paper was one of them. She worked too dang hard to subject her tush to tissue that was abrasive, thank you very much. She was a real grown-up now, and real grown-ups got real toilet paper. Real grown-ups carried umbrellas in their car and always had stamps on hand. Real grown-ups were on time and remembered their friends' birthdays. Real grown-ups drank wine and coffee and had dinner with their boyfriend's parents. Emmy knew all of these things, but at 31 she occasionally found herself surprised that she was in fact a grown-up. As she wheeled her cart around Target in search of cracked pepper, another bona fide grown-up item, she was lost in thought. What would the other contestants be like? What were they doing to prepare? What specialty items would they know how to make? What would she do with $100,000? This was probably why she turned the corner and ran smack dab into Gloria. Oh my goodness, Gloria, I'm so sorry. See how that works? The character's thoughts about her life choices not only taught us a bit about her past and personal preferences, but also led us nicely into the action of the scene. And it's relatable. Anyone else swear off generic toilet paper? As you go about your day, be aware and observant about thoughts and situations that seem honest, authentic, relatable, and universal. The unwritten rules of a school pickup line and fear of a double chin on Zoom meetings are 2 examples I use in my book series, Close Quarters. Using your real life as fodder will not only make your storytelling authentic, but it will also have your reader nodding as they read along and say, yes, amen, sister, and hell yeah. It makes them feel seen, understood, comfortable, and happy. Let's go back to the socks for a minute. I want you to list out 10 items that bring you a smile or that you consider a simple joy. A fresh delivery of flowers, the first sip of a perfectly made coffee, the first day of school, the last day of school, a brand new day planner, family movie marathons, outdoor church services, a heavy down feather comforter, the ambiance of a wood-burning fireplace, the smell of my mom's homemade spaghetti sauce. It can be anything. Here are a few more examples so you can see this technique in action. Amanda's children didn't give the dryer a chance to eat their socks. They killed them before they even made it that far. As she pulled them from the washer, she cringed at their filthy appearance. If they looked like this after coming out of the washer, what had they looked like going in? Was the rest of the boys' laundry dirtier for having shared the same tub of water? She stuck her finger through a hole near the toe of one sock, sighed, and then chucked it into the garbage can. Mentally, she added socks to her ever-growing list of items to pick up on her next Target run. As she sat on the front step of her porch tying up her running shoes, Mallory could smell grass, charcoal, and sunscreen. Summer in the suburbs had officially arrived, and if she needed further confirmation, she received a dozen other signs before she made it to the end of the block. Sidewalk chalk, 2 teens washing a car, a lemonade stand, and her nosy neighbor Linda checking her mailbox for what was likely the 3rd time that day. The theatrical sound of the movie's opening scene filtered from the living room into the kitchen. Julia raced to put the popcorn in the bowl and then back to the couch before she missed another note. There was something magical about the beginning moments of a film, the way the music and wide dramatic shots gave you the first real peek inside the world you were about to vicariously enter. She made a mental note that Mason had chosen rock when she'd chosen scissors, and vowed to pick paper next time. He could have just paused the movie like she'd asked, but waiting wasn't in Mason's behavior repertoire. Greg didn't drink coffee, but he loved the smell of it. The aroma of the bitter beans nestled alongside the newspaper he read each morning transported him back to 1989 and his sleepovers at his grandparents' house. Sure, he could have read his daily dose of news at home in his apartment instead of walking to the coffee shop, but then he would miss this, the tiny gift he gave himself before the chaos each day started. He took a deep breath, inhaling the scent, folded his paper, tucked it into his messenger bag, and stood. His meeting started in 15 minutes, and being late would do nothing to improve the already complicated situation. Alrighty, what have you got? I'd love to read the items on your list or the scene they inspire. Put your ideas in the comment section below, or head to the post office in my internet city, Word Nerdopolis, and email me. No matter what you choose to write about, I hope this was helpful. Remember, story ideas are all around you. Did you like this video? Want to learn more? Check out these other videos on my channel so I can teach you how to sell more books, prioritize your writing time, and how much it really costs to self-publish a book on Amazon Kindle Direct Press. Afterward, head over to my website, amandaziba.com, and check out the Take Action Author Plan so I can teach you more about self-publishing, book marketing, and leveling up your authorpreneur career. Finally, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'll see you next time, Word Nerds!